Bien, bienvenidos a otro video de Kingdom Come Deliverance. Así que, bueno, ya lo habíamos salvado a K-Pom. Y vamos a ver qué pasa ahora. Como siempre, agradecido por el apoyo que le dan al canal. Si le dan like y se suscriben, me ayudan un montón. A ver, head with the... Stop and fight. Dale, vamos a pelear si hay alguien en la... A ver.
That's mine. Find your own.
Let's just take it easy. I'm not looking for any trouble.
Don't let prepare to fight.
Oh,
Take that, you shit! Watch and learn. Bad luck. And now flag gun opener. I'm just getting started. Watch and learn. It won't get me. Fuck you. I'm just getting started.
la puta madre, boludo.
You
Se
won't be able
come
to take
mierda.
another one like that. Come on then. I'm just getting started.
There's no escape!
Listo. Ay, Bandich. Tengo que ir al coso para aprender los nuevos movimientos todavía, pero... Bueno. Ahí estamos. Ahora sí, vamos. Igual tendríamos que dormir un poco, pero bueno. No, estamos bastante bien igual. No, a ver. Ya llegamos, tenemos que ir al... Pero déjame silbar todo lo que quiera, viejo, ¿qué te importa? Dame.
Halt! I'm talking to you.
Look what the cat dragged in. Greetings.
Oh, Christ.
What's your business here?
Easy.
Just let me
Easy. Nice and slow.
God be with you, my
Tavern, Horse Trader. Ah, el coso está acá igual.
Hey, innkeeper. Hey, beer. Where's that beer?
Yeah, same to you.
Ah, por acá hay un coso para lavar. Está importante.
Greetings.
Ah, vamos a ir acá para... algún fast travel rápido, dale. Y vamos a reparar.
We've got enough to go around. Come and take anything you need. Just pick up the finest wares. Bread here.
Nice and slow.
Ya, vamos a reparar.
Are you gonna start blubbering again?
Acá donde robé una vez y maté al otro, o sea, un desastre. No creo que...
Machst du? Hau ab, du Bettler!
Was willst du, Schelm? Leave me in peace. I ain't going to...
Ah, le vamos a pagar.
But I'll be...
Ok, vamos a
Would you
reparar.
repair a few things for me?
Sí, obvio. Select all. Sí. No. Vamos a hacer un haggle, a ver.
Let's talk about the price.
A ver, un poquito menos, claro, o sea. Ahí,
Satisfied?
That's almost an accept... Aye, you'll come...
Sí.
Great! You made a fine purchase, friend.
Ok, listo, sí. Se acordaba todavía, che, el muchacho. Ahora sí. Vamos a hacer un fast travel ahí, repajero. Ahí llamamos a mi... ¡Epa! Apareció de las penumbras.
Easy, easy. Nice and slow.
¿Dónde era el coso? Acá después volando, perfecto. ¿Por qué tenía acá? Damage armor? Y pero la armadura la tengo... A lo mejor este. Los costipuestos en rojo. Están todas bien, no importa. Para, ¿me fui bien? Ah, sí.
Whoa.
¿Qué están acá? ¿Está tomando algo acá?
I'm going to see the Mint Master.
Ah, bueno, se huyó.
May I enter?
Any fool could say
Better.
that.
I have an appointment with him.
All right. Go ahead.
Mal, toque.
Glad to see you again.
You have the gall to show me your face again? I'll call the guards.
Hold your horses. I'll come in peace. Actually, I have a little offer for you.
You've come to blackmail me again?
Call it what you like. I need to get into the City Council Assembly. And I reckon you can help me.
The assembly? The one King Sigismund is supposed to attend in person?
It's not my Kim. I'd like to see again.
Surely you wouldn't deny me a chance to meet the king.
Don't try that on me. This is connected with Ruthard, isn't it? And tell the truth.
That's none of your concern.
Oh, really? Then about face and go back where you came from.
Have you forgotten I have you over a barrel? If you want to keep your position and your head on your shoulders, you better shape up.
All right, all right. Maybe we can make a deal. If I get you into the council, you'll behave appropriately and you won't betray yourself, or especially me. And that will be the end of our business together.
That's not for you to decide. Podría decirle, a ver si anda esto.
I must have misheard you. Our business will be over when I say it is. Not before. So pull your head out your ass and see to getting me into that assembly.
All right, Jesus.
Voy bajando la
Lose your
reputación.
temper. You can get into the council assembly relatively easily. My cook's son will be serving there. He's roughly around your age. Maybe he can be persuaded to let you stand in for him. Although, not everyone would want to give up an opportunity to serve the King of Hungary.
Who's this boy?
Franta's his name. Franta Cooldown. He's an idler and a boozer, but he's proved his worth. Which reminds me, you'll need his letter of otherwise you...
Ok.
What will I need to work as a waiter there?
Fast feet and good manners. And the liver...
Excuse me?
Do you think you can serve the king in a tall...
Well, no.
Our usual waiter had a brand new livery made specially for meeting the king. Don't even...
Where can I find the cook's boy?
He's supposed to pick up his new clothes at the market
Ok,
today
tengo que ser
from
un
Master
mozo
Tailor
ahora
Schneider.
para el rey.
You'll almost certainly run into him there. That is, if he's up and about after his boozing bout. I swear that fellow practically lives at that Tin Hen.
At the what?
That German alehouse, the Iron Eagle. That is zum Eisernen Adler.
What would work on him? How can I persuade him to give me his job?
Would you like me to give you a letter for him? I told you how to get to the...
I'll be going then.
Just make sure.
¿Dónde es el coso el de...? Ah, mira, está por acá.
Don't be shy. Come closer and take a look. Honey, quality
pie.
goods here. Pies like
Finest leather. Leather water skins. Leather bottles.
the finest wares. Quality goods.
Acá qué.
Greetings.
What do you have?
Ah, never mind then.
Why the long face?
Oh, I just got this nasty premonition.
What premonition?
I've got a barrel of ale at home. I'm afraid it'll go bad on us.
Have a ball as
Someone
well.
should really do something.
Sound as a bell. What?
I'll tell you, you won't get work like that just...
Greetings. I'd like to...
Surely you can wait a while. I have a customer here.
Here you are. The finest fabric.
Ok.
No more than I'd expect after the amount they cost. And you impatient fella, what was it you wanted?
You must be Franta Cooldown.
I am. And who might you be?
I'm Henry. I heard you're supposed to serve at the City Council Assembly.
I am. What's it to you?
Supposing I took the job on for you. You can put your feet up, fill your belly, and I'll do all the work for you.
Look here. It's not like I'm all that keen on it, but it's well paid.
Vamos a
Apart from
pagarle.
that, it's a bit of a pain in the arse. Them councillors stuffing their faces and guzzling wine while I run around like a bugger with pitchers so they don't run dry. Why would you want to stick your nose in there?
Beautiful colors. Striped fabrics.
I just have to get in there, understand? I have an important message for the king about a plot against
A ver si
him.
funciona.
But why would you want to get to him as a waiter?
But it could be that someone from the council is mixed up in it. So I have to be incognito. See?
I see. All right then.
Al toque, fue
To
por revisión.
begin with, you'll need confirmation that you've worked as a waiter at the council and you're capable of serving even His Majesty. Look here. Do you have any idea what's expected of you? Can you tell different wines apart and that?
No. Oh, miento.
Well, to tell the truth, I'm not exactly an expert.
You're off to a great start, but whatever. If you make a mess of it and the king has you whipped, you've no one to blame but yourself. Show the confirmation to the head butler. Tell him I sent you and think up some good excuse. Clear?
That makes sense.
And you'll need a waiter's livery. I had a brand new one made. Here it is. I look like a prick in it. Hopefully it'll sit better on you.
Perfecto.
The main thing is, don't lose it before the assembly or get it covered in shit.
Thanks. I won't disgrace you, I promise.
You better not.
Inspired.
Perfecto. Report for duty.
Quality goods.
A ver, pará. Acá, a ver. Roger Woody Hat. Ahí está, y me faltan los pantalones. Ahí está.
The finest wares.
¿Dónde es esto? Ah, acá nomás.
A fine day for some fine wares. Choose the apples, yellow and red.
De mayordomo.
Franta Cooldown sent me. I'm to stand in for him at the council assembly.
Franta's not coming? What's wrong with him?
He got poisoned. Probably from food. He's writhing in agony. By turns praying and cursing, spewing from both ends.
Oh, that's enough. We can't be without a waiter here when the king himself... So, let's have... Have you got Franta's certificate?
Sure. Here it is.
Everything's in order. Now, about your livery. You've got a waiter's cap, a tunic you have. Hose are good. You can put your steel aside in front of the council chamber, along with your other stuff. You won't be needing it anyway. You don't want to be dragging a load if you're running everything as it should be. Do you know what your duties are? For an inexperienced greenhorn like you, it'll be a great responsibility.
I'll have the lines, of course, like.
Well, I'll happily listen to any...
I should certainly... Now listen. A good waiter should stand in a corner, look willing and ready, and not get in anyone's way. In short, behave. But when one of the gentlemen calls for wine, you run and pour it for him on the double. You'll find the pitchers on a table by the door to the chapel. You take one and go to their table and pour for them. White Tokaib or red monastery wine.
White or red, by the door to the chapel. Got it.
But for Councillor Adam of Zarzhitz, you must not pour at all. When he drinks, he disrupts and makes trouble. So the assembly has to be interrupted, or otherwise it never We can't allow that to happen in the presence of the king.
All right.
Sir
Adam of Zarzhitz stays dry.
And if the king himself wants wine, you pour for him with lowered eyes. Don't look.
To stay in the background and keep quiet until someone asks me something?
Correct. The councillors have a lot to and in general, a good way...
Oh? I thought I had to keep my ears pricked.
Well, yes, but only to what anyone wants from you. No excuse. Understood?
Bien.
Absolutely.
Correct. And if you manage not to botch it up, you can even... But you'll manage it.
I know everything I need to.
Excellent. Put away your things here. It's easier to serve with a...
A ver, Kuttenberg City Council Morning. A ver. Ok, orders. Tengo que servir vino, o sea, tengo que hacer mozo, perfecto. I guess we order wine, either. Toshaki, el blanco o el rojo. By calling out to raise your hands. Ok. En la mesa internal room, you'll find two pitchers of wine. Take the one that I want to pour and walk to stay with the pitcher. The chat will have the option to pour one. You can order the pitcher or wait to see if the next guest wants the same one.
The city reserves are in urgent need.
There are the pictures of wine.
Unversöhnlich. Our current Waffen is a joke. And on top of that, the army was requisitioning from it.
A full cup of
Ese se
muchisimo.
está tirando.
Reserve have worse weapons than any Räuber in the domain?
What are you getting at, Eldris?
I'm saying that the bandits who
apologize, sir.
freed Hinnick, the Dry Devil,
Red.
used that
Am I
thing.
speaking in Latin?
That Hackenbücher. Hand cannon. Can you believe it? Where did they get them?
You're the one who should know where they got them. Since you're a gunsmith.
What are you implying,
Sir?
Friedrich? All I'm saying is that they had them, Herrgott.
Thank you,
It is
waiter.
eine Schande when outlaws have better weapons than the city garrison. And Herr König surely knows this too.
What is it?
Careful!
You smell a deal?
What I smell is that your stubborn heads do not realize what
Waiter, get me
Schwierigkeiten
white.
this is. The Dry Devil is running
White.
free. There are Raubritter everywhere in the region. We have the army bearing down, and you want to defend yourselves with a few
Sir?
rusty halberds.
And who is it you
Ah, no le tengo que servir a este.
Well, thank the Lord.
No.
Sigismund is providing us with protection, isn't he?
Der König and his army will not be here forever.
Shut up! The king can arrive at any moment. What if he heard you?
Pour me some
What then? We're sitting atop the biggest silver heap in the kingdom, and we're supposed to defend
Okay.
it with brooms?
You're right, Eldris. But where can we get the coin for better equipment?
We can always confiscate
Monastery
the property
wine
of the
here.
king's enemies. Nicht wahr?
We are more than familiar with the jämmerlich state of our armory. And the king is surely aware of it as well. Maybe if he waived some of the taxes?
The king fears that this town will rise against him. He'll take the arming of the city's militia as a preparation for war.
So you suggest we just wait with arms crossed for the Raubritter to wreak havoc all around?
We can always ask the king to bring order to the realm with his army.
But then the Dörfler will rise up.
Oh,
I'm
¿cómo le
afraid
voy a dar?
I
Mira,
see
este está re
no
borracho.
solution of the current situation. We shall wait and see what His Majesty thinks about the matter. Maybe we can change his mind. Vielleicht?
I'd like to report to the Honorable Council on the cleanliness of the city and the state of the public baths.
You mean baths or brothels?
Isn't it the same thing?
So the cleanliness of the city is not
Pour me some
what
wine.
it should be. The current baths in the city fall far short of
I
covering all
apologize,
the
sir.
citizens' needs.
Which
You're
one?
right, Jerome.
Hi, that's the
The
white.
woman named Betty has showed up on Hopbrink and wants to repair the baths that used to be there.
She's a protege of Maresh. Her efforts are commendable, but I don't think she
I'll be
will
right back.
succeed. It takes a firm
With the
hand, not soft, feminine fingers.
A moment ago, you were complaining there weren't enough baths. Shouldn't we support her?
Something like this is better handled by trustworthy people, like my friend, bathhouse proprietor Adam. The need for cleanliness and citizens' health should not be underestimated.
The cathedral will be
Nor
standing
overestimate.
before you bring me that
Someone
wine.
needs to wash.
That's not a
There's a
good
river
idea,
just
sir.
a few steps from the
You
city
can
wall.
keep that slop.
Certainly.
I'm
And
the
they can
biggest
get
wine
leeches there for free
connoisseur
as
in
well.
town.
And while he's there, a man can shave and take a... you-know-what.
So what? Going to the
More
bath
wine,
is neither
Master
a civic
Bailiff?
duty nor a right.
Have you forgotten the Black Death? A great many people died needlessly.
Are you questioning God's plan? The Black Death had nothing to do with the baths, unless the Lord wishes to punish the wickedness that's going on in there.
Keeping the city clean is important, but we don't have money to spare.
Or just
Arguing
forget it,
about
you gormless
who is
boy.
going to wash where and how is a waste of time.
It's only a waste of time because we're always arguing about the same thing.
Not at all. If you'd finally admit that it's a trifle, we wouldn't have to keep coming back to it.
A trifle.
Cockeye, and a full
Do you
cup.
ever walk the streets here? Sewage, rats, slop, and rubbish.
apologize, sir.
The least we can do for the
Which
citizens
one?
is to provide them with a place to
Cockeye.
wash up.
What nonsense! Next, you'll want me to serve wine to everyone for free, too.
Why not? In Jerome Nas's earthly
Sir?
paradise, everything would be free.
Mira la cara de borracho que
Don't
tiene ese.
put words in my mouth.
Gentlemen, let's agree to disagree. What if the king heard us?
I got word that Rutard has pulled off another deed.
That's nothing unusual. That old weasel will never accept that the city isn't run his way, at least until His Majesty honors us with his visit. And as we know, Gunslin absolutely hates him.
He can hate all he
Waiter,
wants,
pour me
as long
red
as he
wine.
does no damage. Ulrich, what have you got to say about it?
Me? Well, I'm not sure what you're implying.
Horseshit!
You know full well. Everybody knows. He wiped the floor with you.
Compose yourself,
Well,
Adam,
thank
and
the
stop
Lord.
drinking. The king might come any time now.
That's right. Let's not burden the anointed monarch with such...
Me? Compose myself? Me? I beg your pardon. I demand that you...
Ruhe! Franz, please continue.
I'm speaking about the Rutard incident. You were there, weren't you?
Oh, that's just a small misunderstanding. We've sorted it out and everything's settled.
My ears must be deceiving me. Are you defending Rutard?
Hey, wait a-
Besides,
Pour
if
me
his
some
men
monastery
attacked
wine.
yours, as I've heard, then we have a good reason to punish him.
No sé quién.
What happened there? Leave nothing out.
I don't like
Which one?
Rutard, true,
Red,
but
and
in
quickly.
this case, it really was nothing.
Everyone in the city gossiped about it. I heard there were several dead.
Did you? That's
Sir?
grossly exaggerated. I don't think Rutard will
Well,
cause
thank the
any
Lord.
trouble. He is sensible enough not to draw attention to himself while the king is here.
That's true. Because if we don't do something about him, the king himself will put an end to him, and soon.
Unless he puts an end to us first. God knows what he wants to tell us.
If nothing happened, there's no point in dwelling on it.
Che,
Let's
loco,
move
podría
on.
apresurarse el rey, la verdad, porque esto debe servir.
Things have got out of order in the town. Some adventurers
frente.
to take the law into their own hands and restore the...
A ver cuándo llega el rey.
It's not only barbaric, but also illegal. If we tolerate
Hay dos
this,
firulas, y uno durmiendo y
the
uno-
rabble in the
Casi
city
pasa
will
el-
go
¿Qué me
wild
mira?
and
¿Qué
do
me
whatever
mira?
they want. I suspect the
I'd
gentleman
like
from the
some
city's
monastery
sword
wine.
fighting school
Refill
brought this
my
custom
cup,
to
boy.
us. That
Okay.
German Menhard is just hanging around the market looking for trouble.
Don't be ridiculous, Forsucker.
Don't
You act
hang
like
around
you've
me.
never been in a
Vanish,
fight
you hear me?
Y sí, loco, está al lado, ¿qué quiere que haga?
Swordsmaster without a shred of proof. We're not some old fishwives on the market.
Come here for a moment.
So you will just leave it be?
Proven offences are punished by the bailiff.
Refill,
and that's
sir.
that.
Do you think I come to the
There are
council
more
just
pressing
because of
matters to
wine?
deal with.
Come here.
More pressing than the open contempt of the whole town garrison. The guards are apparently settling accounts that...
What can I help you with, sir?
I left my gloves in the chapel. I took them off to pray, but then I rushed here and forgot to take them. I can't just get up and walk out now. But if you disappear for a little while...
My words exactly. The town council is squabbling constantly in the
I really shouldn't, sir.
A fine servant you are.
A councillor let people throw dirt on our work?
If I threw out everyone who complains over a beer, I'd soon be out of customers.
Ah, to hell with it. We'll never get anywhere like this.
My cup
waste
is
our time.
empty.
I'd
Pour me some wine.
but I'm not allowed. Better try harder.
The eternal dispute
Otherwise I'll
over
soon
the
give myself
cathedral.
away.
The building of the church is dragging on, and in the meantime, they are calling diocesan pilgrimages to settlers, right under our noses. It's just a village with a monastery, and they are going to make a royal mining city. Why can't we build faster? Hire more craftsmen, start with
Hey,
night shifts.
waiter!
Because
Pour
those
me some to
so-called craftsmen are a band of parasites. You pay them, they come late, or report sick, and if they do come, their work is shit, and you have to pay someone else to put it right.
About time.
It's a waste of time. I tell you, a waste of time.
Adam, don't interrupt the proceedings with your drunken ranting, even if you are in the right. And as for you, Endelin, haven't you noticed there's a war going on? Are the experts from far off supposed to work in
Waiter,
the city under siege?
Pour me red wine.
Besides, I get the feeling there's something other
¿Cuándo
than the
sacaba
welfare
esto,
of the
loco,
city
de-
behind your complaints.
Oh, you do? Do you? And what would that
Sorry?
be?
Like, for instance, that you'd like to have your
Good.
own altar
No, no,
there?
no.
So what if I would?
Hold your horses, gentlemen. That space in the side nave is mine.
Then hell freezes over, mein Freund. Your place is at least 2 steps behind mine.
A swordsmith dares to insult me? Ha!
Puedo poner journal, tengo que servir vino, ¿no?
Boy, I'd like some white.
Excuse me, You wanted to buy yourself an altar in the cathedral, just like you bought yourself a seat in this council.
How dare you? I
Sorry?
acquired my seat for the services our guild provided.
Thank you,
and
waiter.
still provide to the crown.
Well,
Saca más esto,
I
viejo.
hope you're not supplying equipment to the army. If that's all they have, they would be defeated by that bunch of ne'er-do-wells from the alehouse on Obrink.
What ne'er-do-wells?
Those wrestlers of theirs, of course. People from the whole town go to watch them brawl.
Oh, this is news to me.
Because it has all been sorted out. Not long ago, the guards raided and threw them all out.
Ah, yes, I had forgotten. What do we have to discuss next?
Se subió el perro, quedó. Ahí se había bugueado. Claro, loco, ¿dónde está el rey?
I'm telling you, something is being planned. Oh, I doubt it. No one's gonna tackle Root hard.
No se entiende nada. El pelado. Quizá le gusta el rojo y ahora le está saliendo el blanco.
You have nothing to fear. Not you.
Bueno, anda.
Like this plan of files!
Se enojó. At that time, and Ravaged Fortress. A ver, del otro lado.
Come now, father. Put a little life into your dying. See more cheerful priests at funerals.
I'd rather be at one than here. I hoped I'd never see this fortress again in my life.
Unpleasant memories?
You have no idea. I didn't part ways with my father on entirely good terms. 20 years ago.
And now you're 2 decades older and wiser. At your Ujit's parish, you spread the word of God to your flock, and you saved my neck and Henry's too. I'd say your father should be proud of you.
None of that matters a damn to him.
Who knows? Maybe that 20 years has changed a thing or two.
You know what? Let's drop the subject.
A ver,
Do you know any of the guests here?
Most of them I'm seeing for the first time in my life.
Okay.
Bandits, nobles.
nada interesante están diciendo.
Rabbi, you say? The Kutenberg
Eso sí.
Rabbi?
Yeah. He came with a retinue. But for now, though, maybe you should go and welcome some of them. After all, this used to be your home. And
I wouldn't be... Who's that French fellow you brought here from Malashov?
The great Baron Brabant. Been everywhere, knows everything, and has the keys to half the kingdom. He's got more fairy tales than my own.
Can he be trusted?
He's a blab. Besides, he defended Could. If he were on Sigismund's side, he'd hardly have been locked up with me.
What do you plan to do now you're a free man?
What do you think? Get drunk, woo one of the local wenches, and wake up in the morning.
Have you perchance forgotten we're...
I'll leave that to the older and wiser.
Bueno, vámonos.
Dear me. But I suppose I'll have to...
Indeed you should.
Oh, don't start with that.
In that case, you should sound out Radzig and Hanush and find out what they're actually planning.
A ver. Mid Brabant.
I'm glad you finally accepted my invitation.
Acá está francés. A ver qué dice.
Good health to you, sir.
Father
I'm
Godwin.
Godwin. A friend of that lad you arrived with, Henry.
Baron Vauquelin Brabant, Chevalier d'Arezzo. I am a warrior, a traveler.
My word. Isn't that exhausting?
Mais non! And I'm glad to meet a new friend.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Baron. How did you end up imprisoned in Malashov?
Ah, c'est une histoire compliquée. It was after I heroically led the defense of Gothenburg, and only lost it narrowly.
That needs some
Oh, misère. It is clear you have never been to war.
A ver, el aire.
Be so kind as to...
When they broke through the defense, I ended up in captivity. It was only...
Oh?
My neck was not at risk in Malashov. I may have still been a prisoner, but they never...
How come almost nobody here knows you?
I am operating, as they say. Incognito. My great benefit is my strong connection with the French court. There, everyone knows my name. Here in Bohemia...
Where have you been on your travels? Have you seen the ocean?
But of course! If you are interested in my greatest journeys, then I have traveled, and if you are interested in my greatest deed, then that was perhaps...
And you wouldn't by any chance know the...
Which one do you mean? I spoke briefly with Boniface IX when I was sojourning in Rome. A pleasant fellow.
Listo, chao.
You think so?
A ver. El rabbi.
Such rare guests. One wouldn't expect to find among Christians I'm Godwin. My greetings to you.
Peace be with you. Neither would one...
How do you know?
It's not difficult to tell. And we are both a little... I'm Yehuda. Leader of the rabbinical court in the sacred community of... And this...
Who would rather not be here? Why did we have to come here, Sadie?
Because we all need to help each other in this time. And why would they not stir?
Are you here to arrange some trade?
We have more serious matters to attend to here than gaining the situation in the town and the kingdom. You have men and weapons.
Why are you telling this to a Koimer? You wanted to deliver what we brought to the Margrave and...
Everything in good time, Samuel.
Did you come to lend money to the lords?
Not to lend, but to...
You don't even know if you can trust them. With that money, we could have paid mercenaries...
You remind me of my young friend Henry.
Henry? That messenger of Radzig Copula?
You know each other?
That would be him. We did not get off to a very good start.
Well, maybe you'll get to know each other better. For a young stripling, he's been through plenty. It's not so long since his parents were killed in Skalitz. He was supposed to become a blacksmith, and then...
Wait. A blacksmith, you say? From Skalitz?
Aye, that's right.
I knew of someone. A blacksmith by the name of Martin.
My daughter knew him most, and that is why Samuel is in this world.
Maybe he was my father, but he certainly didn't act like one.
And that was...
Why? He should have taken care of me, but instead he fathered another
Don't make hasty judgments. As far as I know, Martin didn't have any other children. At least, he took in Henry, and raised him as his own, on the orders of the Lord of Skalitz, Sir Radzik Kobila, Henry's real father.
I don't care if he took care of 20 other Mamsas.
That boy's blood father denied him.
A person can't choose their parents.
Enough. I'd rather have a drink.
For that?
Excuse me.
That...
Bien. A ver ahora. Ya terminamos introducción y todo eso. Todo muy político ahora, loco.
Dear friends and allies, in these troublesome times, you all know why we're here. The question remains, what to do next? Sigismund is facing troubles in Hungary, and here, too, he is up against resistance. He's a capable strategist, but a poor diplomat. Mark my words. If we wait him out until winter, he will leave of his own accord.
By winter, he'll have torched all our fortresses and carried off everything that we possess.
Are we seriously gonna wait and cower in a corner? Or are we gonna drive them out in shame? A few well-planned raids and we could have him in our fists!
At what price? Have you got men to spare? Has any of you got men and money to spare?
We don't have men out there.
Yes, we do.
We do not.
Jobst is right. That whole sun won't fall easily.
Only we can't wait.
Are we to get ourselves killed?
Or end with nothing?
Friends, we'll get nowhere like this. Let's adjourn ourselves and try to think it through.
Well, that went just as expected. Good health.
And to yours. Could it have gone any other way when there's so many of them?
I would have expected a bit more sense from you. He made an amateur's mistake. But it's hard to be angry with him when he's trying to... By the way, I'm John of Liechtenstein.
John of Liechtenstein.
And you must be Godwin, the son of...
It's not a thing I've ever boasted of.
I have my sources. From what I've heard about you, I'd judge you could be quite useful to me.
Is that so?
Indeed. And that's why I'd like to ask something of you.
It depends what it's all about.
A little delicate diplomacy. I expect we can agree that Jobst's plan has certain shortcomings.
That's a weak word.
And the way it stands at the moment, he'll never get the support of the council. But I have an idea how to change that.
Well, I'm curious how you hope to shut Zizka up and satisfy the ones who want peace.
We'll sit and wait quietly until Sigismund withdraws of his own volition, as Jobst proposes, but we'll be waiting in the military camp of our huge new army.
When Sigismund sees that, he'll be off to Hungary all the sooner. At a gallop.
Exactly. Sigismund's army is demoralized and weakened. And besides, he's running out of resources. He's able to tackle fortresses that aren't able to defend themselves, but he won't engage an equal force on the battlefield.
But he can't retreat either.
And that's exactly why we'll wait until he's called back to Hungary by events there. For the plan to work, we need allies, their money and their determination. We just need negotiators who will push the right people in the right direction.
Are you saying you set everything in motion even before Jobst?
More like in parallel, but without his knowledge. If we find support and make it look like the whole thing was his idea,
We'll all win.
A ver qué pasa.
Why are you doing all this anyway?
Because I want to put a stop to the senseless deaths. And also because I'm happier with Wenceslas on the Bohemian throne.
You've got an interesting way of approaching...
You're certainly not the first to tell me that.
I'll help you.
I'll give you 3 names. Botchek of Kunstadt, Haman Alder, and Anna of Waldstein. If you can get those 3. Meanwhile...
What if it doesn't work?
I refuse to even consider that outcome.
Okay.
Tell me a bit more about those people, so I know...
Certainly.
A ver, Bosch.
Botchek of Kunstadt.
That's just the thing. He's got massive estates, great influence. He doesn't play the big game. He always goes for the sure thing. But once he's made his money...
Alder the Alderman. Wasn't he a Kuttenberg councillor?
He still is. Only he's here, instead of cozying up with Sigismund in Kuttenberg. But he'll continue to have a strong influence on the guilds and the rich burghers. And that...
Anna of Waldstein. The widow of that rich mine owner.
Wenzel Bartosz.
I was quite surprised to see her here.
A male affair? Anna is holding back and behaving like an exempt... But don't trust appearances. She's got claws.
And what use can she be to us? Apart from her late...
She's as sharp as they come when it comes to trade. There are wicked tongues that claim Bartosz acquired most of his wealth, and that it was thanks to her that he died.
Epa, quizá lo mató también, mira. Bueno,
I wish us both luck.
I'd rather just...
Perfecto. A ver,
I'd like to check your horses out. See if they're as good as you say.
Ha! Even better. But you won't believe it until you see...
And you might not believe your eyes when you do... Well, well. We have a new...
I wanted to... You wanted to apologize for crashing into my home without it by your leave. Or to arrest my guests some more?
I want to have a word with Alder.
Well, I'm having a word with you.
I'll talk to you later, Father. This is important.
You're in my home. So you...
Is that your...
Unfortunately.
I came with a delegation from Sir Hanush of Lipa.
Why so strict, Martin?
20 years ago, he was nothing but a cheeky brat, only interested in when I got him a place at the Archbishopric to have some sense beaten into his head. Only it wasn't long before, and then I find out he's settled in some, but he took his boozing and whoring along with him, lost everything, and then...
Try saying it again a little louder. They might...
You have the impertinence to show me your face after the way you disgraced our...
You're exaggerating, like you've always done.
Me? Exaggerating?
re enojado, te viejo.
You're the one who turned your horse wandering around.
Oh, actually, anything fun was strictly banned, but maybe you ought to try it yourself sometime. I can't dishonor someone who has no honor.
That's enough.
Christopher.
You won't get away with those insults. I challenge you to a duel.
Sí.
I'm not happy about it.
Obvio.
This isn't how I imagined my first meeting.
Make room for us.
¿A muerte esto?
A very private
Okay.
matter. It's an honorable duel, man against man. Stay back.
No creo que sea.
Swing with your whole arm, not just your
Fucking
wrist.
hell. Enough.
Listo.
That will do.
God be with you.
My God. Where did you learn to wield a sword like that? Father always said you were a good-for-nothing boozer. But you could teach sword fighting in a school.
I was in a war. Right after the... And you ought to know yourself. Not all the fault.
Aye. Well...
So Father would be... Only he'll never be satisfied.
I thought he was the way he was because his first son let him down. And he...
Not at all. I remember him the same since I was a nipper. When I was 6 years old, He wouldn't talk to me for a week.
The first time he took me hunting, he let me starve for 3 days.
Loco, el hijo de...
I always wondered who you were.
Look, I really did fuck up everything I could. I brawled but now...
And that's why you want...
I've got to get him on our side.
Aren't we all?
Maybe everyone's saying that.
Actually, I don't think you should even attempt it. And
what else can I do?
I'll talk to him myself. He'll hear me out for sure.
Do I have...
If it's really that...
All right, then. It's a nice idea, but we can't wait...
Only no one's going to pay for one.
Si
Because
este
that
va a
would
hablar
be
con
an outright
Adler.
admission of rebelling against Sigismund.
Alder's got some clout with the councillors and burghers who are loyal to Sigismund.
I expect Alder's... Leave Alder to me.
I don't know how to think.
You can drag me to a tavern sometime.
Ah, bueno, quizás sale bien. Listo, y ahora...
Greetings.
No tengo más todavía. ¿Quién me queda? Ana.
God be with you, noble lady. There's something I'd like...
God be with you. What would that be?
Your diplomatic support. And your money.
No beating around the bush, eh? I like that. But what do you want my money for?
Margrave Yob's plan has some gaps, milady.
To muster an army that Margrave can't...
Christ!
I should say so. All sorts of people have their eyes on my money. And divining... Although, between the two of us, it isn't...
Hit the nail on the head again, Mom.
I am rarely mistaken.
I'd say you have a better nose for people than most of this crowd.
Not only for people, but also for...
Then you're in the right place. This occasion provides all of those things.
The wine here is average. The cooks lack imagination. So, to the point.
Nothing more than support and resources for an army to parley more effectively with Sigismund.
Nothing more. I'd say that's plenty. And why are...
You manage large estates.
I've managed quite well, if you want me to support you.
Do you have something in particular?
Well, one of the guests here has something that shouldn't get into the wrong hands.
Who's that?
Harmon Alder.
Ah.
Now, if you were to switch these papers for the ones he brought with him...
And these papers I'm supposed to...
My relatives somehow dug up some trade contracts between my...
You were dealing with the...
They were not the enemy at the time. My conscience is clear.
And the papers I'm supposed to...
Just insignificant documents. If the incriminating ones...
Ok, bueno, dale, vamos a hacerlo más rápido.
Alder will surely have the papers in his saddlebags, which he left in the shed on the outer courtyard. Bring them to me, and put these there instead. But watch yourself. Odorim's groom has eyes everywhere.
Ok.
Hey, you! What are you doing here?
I'm waiting here for you.
Oh, how's that?
I've been watching you for a while, and I have a feeling you do well to talk a little.
Who in God's name are you?
In God's name indeed. I'm a priest, and I know a wretched sinner when I see one.
Is it that obvious? Christ above.
Don't blaspheme.
Vamos.
It'll help you more.
And in the morning, when I met him, I swore I never laid eyes on his daughter, even though my back was scratched raw.
That's a mortal sin. Lying with a woman that you're not joined with, and then lying about it too. That's already too...
I'll go to hell for that.
You won't. As long as you repent.
I'll start right away.
Listo, chao. Perfecto. Switch papers. Ahí está. ¿Hay algo acá, che? Eso. Dale, déjame pasar. Pero déjame pasar. Hola, Ana. Toma.
I've got those papers from...
Quiet!
My lady, with all the clamor, here they are.
Perfecto.
You're welcome.
As agreed.
Thank you.
Yes, quite.
How could I refuse a toast with...
And to the...
Perfecto. Y ahora... ¿Quién me queda? Perdón. Ah, que está, debe estar acá abajo. A ver.
Sir Bocek, I need to speak with you for a moment.
A man hardly puts his cup to his lips and someone comes... Jobs comes up with a plan as full of holes as a beggar's shoes, and now you're all...
On the contrary, I've come here with an idea.
Does that improvement include a few thousand men at arms?
A few thousand men at arms as a convincing argument. And 100 only in order to get them.
You've got my attention, but...
How can I persuade you?
I need guarantees of security.
Of course. Once it comes to...
You can talk, since you haven't got a pot to piss in yourself. I have a lot of property, lots of subjects to look after, and along with that, the Lord blessed me with a large family. I can't risk it all in a conflict with Sigismund.
So you need guarantees that you won't be left standing in the cold if you openly oppose Sigismund?
My guarantee is called Yitka. She's my niece. If I succeeded in marrying her off to another strong house, I'll have the certainty that I won't be...
Maybe it's enough to find a suitable groom among the...
Perhaps someone of suitable standing who Yitka would also gladly accept.
Okay.
How about young Lord Capon?
He's a youngster still.
What's wrong with him? He's young, he's handsome, and he'll give her...
And to half the wenches. On the other hand, the lords of Lipa have a good maybe.
So?
You're selling the skin of... First, I want a confirmation.
And what if Lord Capon refuses?
I don't care what the young lord thinks. If he agrees, I'll be...
Pushing a friend to tie the knot to save the kingdom.
The kingdom will not forget his sacrifice.
Oh, ahora qué tengo que hacer. ¿Cuál es Hanush? No sé quién es Hanush.
How are you getting...
Aside from the happy family reunion...
I'd almost forgotten about that little detail. Keep it up. Just don't over...
A ver, Hans Capon.
I've got some good news.
The bad news is there's hardly any females. There's some old bat standing...
You're getting married.
You're going...
Shit. You're... No. Enough now. What can one expect?
Anywhere near her. Next time, I'll kill him. I will, if he's so much as knocks in her.
Went to see my brother and talk about the inheritance. But your father's still alive, isn't he? I think some news.
We're trying
to forge an alliance against our common enemy.
They're trying to do one thing.
Everything to the church.
Acá está, ya. Hanush.
Sir
acá.
Hanush,
You do? Let's...
I've gained...
And who is it?
On the contrary, it's both...
Couldn't start? By Christ, he's the last. How the hell?
Well, there's one little catch. I had to
Out with
Lord Kunstad has a niece, so...
Hans Capon. Godwin, you cannot...
Oh, fuck.
I don't so. Young Hans is to me. If you're serious, I'll make sure that you get the...
Or you could make me the abbot of Sus.
A ver qué pasa.
Not a word to Hans. I want to tell
Ok.
him myself.
Oh, yo ya le dije.
But let's drink...
Además,
I
en
must...
plan.
May I...
You, unlike this...
Young Lord Capon is fine.
He got a... But if not,
Do you...
I sincerely...
A ver.
God bless. Greetings to you, friend.
Zabocek, your niece Yivka.
So Hanush agreed.
Indeed.
Then I will fulfill my...
Thank you.
Enough formality.
Thank you.
Borracho.
Proper hammered, eh?
Listo. Obviamente no se va a casar el K-pop. Va, qué sé yo. Sí, sí.
I'm still hoping it works out and we walk out of here with...
Vamos a hablar.
Gentlemen, I think we can raise our goblet.
Is this...
Like I said, miracles happen where you lead.
Ahí
Tell
estamos.
me, Godwin,
I bring nothing from the House of Odorin. But the widow of Waldstein and Sir Bocek of Kunstad will support our cause.
Both of them. Good heavens, what did...
This is going to be a long story.
It would seem that we have all benefited from the break in these proceedings. New alliances have been formed. And I have also changed my plans. We shall still wait for Sigismund to withdraw his troops of his own accord. But we will wait with an army at our backs.
Yes! And how are we to raise an army? Wasn't it made clear at the meeting that no one wants to take the risk?
The only thing made clear was that each of us alone is weak, and that we could not find common ground. But that has now changed.
King Wenceslas is, by the will of God, the Balbatim of all his subjects. Not only the Christians, our community, and not only ours, will give you coin.
The Kuttenberg houses are still loyal to King Wenceslaus, and we stand with Lord Ruthard.
And if that's not enough, the houses of Leipa and Kunstadt will unite and march side by side.
My niece, Yitka, will take young Lord Capon as her husband.
Lords Kunstadt, Hanush, Radzig, and I will set out immediately. God willing, we will be back within 3 weeks, along with an army.
Now those are words worthy of a nobleman.
My friend, I still believe that words are more powerful than swords. And our words will ring in 1,000 voices to the glory of King Wenceslas.
Kitchenberg City Hall. O sea, acá seguro se pudrió, se están cagando puteadas algo. Pensé que ya estaba todo ahí, insultando.
After we conquered the city, you promised to restore order immediately. And then I find out things are even more disordered than before.
Your Majesty, we are sorry. We will put it to rights.
You've already said that. I want to hear real solutions.
We will put more guards on the roads and toughen penalties. We can have a few captured bandits executed as an example to others.
We do not care about bandits. We care about rebellious nobles and burghers. What will you do with them? How will you solve the chaos in the town administration, the rebellious miners, and the dismal yields? And how is it even possible that a rebellion against the king is smoldering here in the city?
Tenía que ser más fuerte ese golpe.
I hear the resistance is coming from the Jewish quarter, from right under your noses. Why haven't you done anything?
We don't know who is behind this. Without evidence, we cannot punish them.
Otto von Berghoff did not ask questions in Prague either. He acted. And I advise you to do the same. Find a couple of wretches in a hole somewhere, point them to the Jewish quarter, and give them free rein to do anything. The city's Jewish community was and still is on Wencesla's side. They need a warning.
We do not even have enough men to...
Marquardt, could you spare a few men for a while?
Of course, sire. I'll assign them to Eric. He'll take care of it.
So you see, all you have to do is make sure the city rebel get their share. You could at least manage that, couldn't you? And if the thought should cross your minds that you would get rid of the debts to the Jewish moneylenders this way, your debts will remain, up to the last groschen. Only now you owe us directly. And while we are on the subject of money, has the yield from the mines finally matched last year's?
Sire, the deposits are dwindling, and mining is becoming increasingly difficult. And to make matters worse, the miners started rebelling.
Don't take us for a fool. They'll stop rebelling when you pay them proper wages.
Your Majesty, we can't do that.
Silence! How dare you oppose the kingdom's protector? You're a bunch of incompetent sycophants! Chicken shits! Not any...
And drunks! Give them hell! Lazy fools, the lot of...
How dare you?
Some of you are even swelling right here in the city council meeting. This is unbelievable.
Remove this swill pot from the hall immediately.
I'm telling the truth. This whole council is...
Lord of Sargents, your insolence just cost you your place on the council, and a month in the dungeon.
But...
Hopefully that'll be enough for him to sober up. And if not, put him in the pillory for a while, bailiff.
I'll see to it as soon as the council is over, Your Majesty.
All I hear from you over and over again are excuses and prevarication. And I therefore place the city council under the authority of Sir Marquardt von Aulitz, who is present here, with immediate effect. He will make sure you finally do your duty.
But, sire, that would be a violation of the privileges granted to us as a free mining town.
Silence! I am the only guarantor of your rights. You have to earn your privileges, not hide behind them. During my brother's reign, this idleness was perhaps tolerated. But that is over now. You were given a few simple tasks. But instead of working on them, you idled in them and let the traitors cast their nets undisturbed. But unlike and I assure you, I do not distinguish between those who stand in my way. You have 2 weeks to restore order in the city, and I want clear, and you answer only to me and Sir Marquardt von Aulitz now. The council is dismissed. You, don't go anywhere, boy. Be so kind and remain here. Our throat has become rather dry. And we still wish to speak with our friend von Aulitz.
Yes, sire. As you wish, sire.
Between the two of us.
Perfecto, vamos a frenar un toque acá. Antes de seguir sirviendo al rey y escuchar qué es lo que pasa. Así que bueno, como siempre, agradecido por el apoyo que dan al canal. Y nos vemos el próximo video. Saludos, gente. Cuídense. Ah, no puedo todavía. Va, estaba recién se acaba de guardar. Pero...
And speak candidly. We have had enough of false flattery.
Sire, you were harsh, but rightfully so. These counselors, they need to be shown their place. You suffered their insolence for far too long. And the same is true.
We know. Otto repeated to us
Where are you going?
times that it is
Mind your
time
own
to strike
business.
against them. We are glad he's not here. He would be intolerably self-satisfied if he knew we had heeded him.
Boy, can't you see the king's cup is empty?
You tend to us as if we were infirm. Boy, pour us a monastic wine. The monks had a good year. We have concerns, friend. The Hungarians are rebelling. Our army is falling apart, and we have enemies here on all sides. Would we had a proper army instead of human mercenaries? They cannot be relied upon. And we are no closer to our goal now than a few months ago. Thank you. It is a good year. If our father were still alive, he would have been astonished by the mess that a few years of Wenceslas' reign brought to us. With a single word, he would have put the nobility in their place, and the country would flourish. God grant him eternal glory.
We won't need much more time. We'll arrest the traitor Odorin, and the rest will fall in line.
You say the others will be brought into line, but what do you know of them? We know only a few of them. But there's a fortress standing on every damn hill here. What side are their lords on?
We'll find out soon enough, sire.
If only Wenceslas were not such a stubborn ass, and relinquished that throne that he has no use for anyway. The nobility, on the other hand, found a ruler like him very easy. They made a puppet out of him.
Once you restore order, they'll join you. All you have to do is promise them the privileges they lost during Wenceslas' reign.
First, they'd have to be willing to make peace at least among themselves. Jobs does everything he can to sow chaos, so that he himself emerges victorious in the end. This business makes me thirsty. Pour me some of that red, boy.
I think Jobs is just waiting for the right moment. He'll switch sides when it suits him.
Maybe. But first I'll have to conquer a few more cities, and get a couple more lords on my side. Then they take the threat of war seriously. And Hungary. If Bohemia is a wasp's nest, then Hungary is a viper's lair.
You will follow in his footsteps, sire, as soon as you get the chance.
Mírate pelado.
But the wine is good here. To your health, Margaret.
Ya me puedo ir, loco, de acá.
And to your health too, boy. May your children grow in a land ruled by a good king. You did a good job, waiter. You can be proud of yourself.
To your health, your majesty.
First, we need to crack down on the biggest troublemakers.
We're working on it. While the consul was meeting, Otto von Berghoff and his men set out for Rabosch. Odorin won't give you any more trouble.
He and Ruthard are in it together. Once we get Odorin, we can handle Ruthard easily. Rabosch will be yours. After all, Otto has already got Malishov.
I appreciate your confidence, sire.
But the devil knows there are a lot more strongholds to conquer here.
For the king, red wine, boy.
No. We shall have white. We have had enough of red.
White it is. Quickly. If Reporch falls, others will follow.
I think von Berghoff's little contraption will find its use again.
If need be, we could use it to raise this town hall too. And I have some suggestions for other candidates.
Not so fast, my friend. It's a wondrous tool, but we can't rely on it forever.
Creo que esto lo podrían haber acortado un toque. Más que nada de servir. Pero bueno, es igual si fuera una animación.
It's a splendid idea, but it won't be necessary. The councillors are quite fearful enough already that they can hide nothing from us.
There's been enough fretting, sire. You shall see. Soon we will drink to the conquest of another fortress.
You are right. So then, to victory. And you, boy, will you drink with us? So that you shall have something to tell your children and grandchildren.
To victory, sire.
To today's, and those of the future.
Ahí volvemos para el otro lado. Estoy re borracho. Ahora sí. Bueno, acá vamos a frenar entonces. Como siempre, agradecido por el apoyo al canal y nos vemos en el próximo video. Saludos, gente, cuídense.